Alright, hello everyone, nice to see you guys. I'm going to be starting out tonight with the VK 4502B, since that's the tank I'm currently trying to finish a grind on here. Nice to see quite a few of you guys are here already. Like usual, I'll be taking tank requests, I'll be mixing in some grinds throughout the night as well. Levi's a little extra rambunctious here. Which, thank you very much, Randall, for the sponsorship as well. Finally got to the second emoji here. Okay, hopefully I have a little bit of energy tonight. It wasn't super busy today. I just had a pretty long day as far as having to do some stuff after work. And hey, why are you extra whiny? This little one has, I don't know where all this energy's coming from. He was just like sprinting circles around the room. Hello, Myrtle, Leith, Rich, and B-Mavs. Nice to see you guys. Alright, almost getting to the fight here. I don't see anybody camping, but this is gonna be interesting down here, to say the least. I'm really hoping there's not a T95 there. There we go. Oh my god! I did it again! Are you kidding me? Ah, I did this like a couple streams ago. Well, anyway, that went swell, to say the least. Anyway, I guess I can catch up on chat here, because I flipped myself over, and I highly doubt that anyone is going to come to my aid. Yes, I did, Daniel. Anyway, I guess I can catch up on tank requests here. Oh wait, the Oho? The oh god. Really, Oho? You couldn't have flipped me over here. Help me! Holy crap, I could have shot him. No! I'm like doubly screwing up here. Well, I guess this is a thing of, or a sign of things to come. This is gonna be a interesting night. Come on! Flip me over! He's trying to flip me in the water. Uh-oh. They have unleashed... Ah, and he dirked me. Anyway. Moving along there. But yeah, I am probably the most tired I have been in, I don't even know how long. A very long time. I'm hoping I just drank a little bit of coffee here. It's gonna wake me up. It's just... This week might get to me here as far as how busy Ryan and I are. Alright. WZ121G. Let's get to that first. But nice to see you guys. Thank you very much for tipping Levi here. Oh, it can get much worse than that. Alright, for some reason that actually did not... I just need to... It doesn't help that when I logged on here, I don't know what Windows did, but it had like a small little update or something when I shut my computer down last night. It switched my monitors around, all my desktop stuff, my icons, and it was... I have no words as to how Windows was able to do that for me just simply pushing the frickin' shutdown button. Yeah, that's my warm-up match. That frickin' ledge gets me all the time. Ugh. But moving along. I'm hoping this is one. Levi, please. Hey. I just hope he calms down a little bit, just because being tired, and he's been whining for a while today. I've played with him outside, walked him, played with him in here. It's just, he hasn't been like this in, you know, at least a couple months. But alright, so I guess I'm gonna... of course I pushed up just as this guy was moving up here. Not too confident in taking a shot there. I typically accept friend requests, which I'm gonna catch up on chat once I figure out where exactly the enemy is here, because I'm probably gonna move over to the town. Just our team, they're trying to push the frickin' valley. We don't have tanks, like, we have a Foch B, Object 416 with no gun depression, IS-7 with no gun depression, T-95 can push, but we have tanks with, you know, not the worst stats, but not exactly the things that you want pushing the valley against frickin' tank destroyers, and, you know, especially at FV-183. So that's not going well, and we're not able to push the town here for some reason too. Yeah, like that has something to do with it, Doug. It's just typically he really likes streaming time, and he knows, you know, to kind of calm down a little bit. But today it seems like it's the opposite. I came in here and he's like, play with me. They're pushing up. Ooh, Lord, there's a Pershing. I bounced off his front. I don't know how I bounced off his hull. I guess I should have aimed a little bit better, but the standard pen on this should be fine to punch right through him. Which, well, I'm struggling here. if that's not clear by my first match. Alright, it would be nice if I get a little bit of not the safest thing for me to do right now. Oh Lord, and I get 0 damage crit at him. Let's say something is really going against me here. But it's not the best thing for me to do this, because pretty much close up everything can pen this thing. Just because it's shooting down into your armor. I don't know how I just bounced the Conqueror, to be honest. Yep, and he got me. Anyway, moving along here. I'm just gonna go right into the tank request, because I like these next 3 tanks coming up here. Alright, M48. But yeah. I'll probably say at this point, though, that, you know, if anyone else wants to tank request things, feel free, but it is going to take me quite some time to be able to get to them, so keep that in mind, that it's probably going to take me at least, like, hour and a half to be able to get to any tank requests at this point, so... Hello, Foreplay, nice to see you, and Kappa. And Fix It Man, nice to see you. Okay. Yeah, I'm just a little bit off here because I can deal with being tired, but back-to-back days, I got up at 3 a.m. here, and tomorrow, I said a few times I won't be streaming Wednesday morning. I'm streaming tomorrow morning, so I'll be live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So it's just a little bit chaotic here for me this week. Since I only have Tuesday off from work this week, and just changing my stuff around. It's like I came home from work and freaking sprinted around the yard cutting the grass. I got it done in record time. But then afterwards my body's like, I hate you. Okay. Did not expect, honestly, more things to push out there, which he got a little bit lucky. It's just, do I trust my team enough to push on the other side here? That's not a good sign. Yep, that's definitely not a good sign now. By trust, I mean, do I trust them to actually... It's just, it's probably going to blame me for blocking him, but dude, like, you're the one who came out here. Yeah, but by trust, I mean, do I trust these 2 guys specifically, and the people in the field to actually shoot this corner? And they were sitting out there and didn't really take that much fire right away. At least we did kill the 50B, but... Which, for whatever reason, my my alerts here aren't working as far as shop purchases. Usually it does like a little jingle, but it's not working for me here. I'm gonna have to try to fix that because it makes it pretty hard for me to see if anyone bought anything. Which, oh my god, and now he's angled better, but those first couple shots, I'm a little surprised I was not able to pen him. Crap. Just, oh lord, now I'm in a really precarious spot here. Team does not seem very interested in pushing anywhere. At least I'm getting this object 140 to kind of back off. The TVP's blocking him now. I don't need heat. I was mainly going to throw heat at that mouse just to piss him off, to be honest. Honestly, I don't know how I do 3 a.m. either, to be honest. It drops me below my... Like, I'm pretty much good on 6 hours of sleep. If I'm super busy at work, like, I'm a little bit tired and sore, but I could deal with it, but... waking up at 3 drops me below that comfort level. It drops me down to sometimes 4.5 hours, usually 5 hours of sleep, so... But fortunately, just gotta make it until second week of October. And my schedule will kind of be back to the norm. as far as no more waking up early. Here we go. Thank you very much, Doug, for the very generous tip there. Which I got killed by the mouse, of course, but hopefully my team can pull this out. 3k damage. I was doing my best to kind of, you know, hide there, but there's only so much I could hide. I was thinking about taking Tuesday off and not streaming at all and just dropping one stream for the week, but I just know tomorrow it's a pretty crappy day out, which is why I had to cut the grass and stuff today. So in the morning I'm just gonna be kind of sitting here and hanging out with Levi anyway, so I figure I might as well, you know, switch Wednesday to Tuesday. Thank you very much for the tip, Uber. I know it put your name up there. You out, or Streamlabs out at you. Hello, Ben. Nice to see you. But as far as any tanks that got removed, Daniel, honestly, not really. As far as things that gotten taken out that I, you know, there aren't that many tanks that Wargaming's removed outright and not put back in the game, you know. Alright, for whatever reason, I think Busbot has I think there's a little bit of a bug because there's a new update that came out the other day, but for whatever reason it keeps closing my queue here for the tank request, and I'm not closing it. It's doing it like every 10. Thanks for reminding me, John. Yeah, I did see that. I just forgot. But yeah, it keeps closing it for some reason. Honestly, who knows? Like, everything was working last night. It's probably this stupid Windows 10 update, since it screwed I don't even know how. Yeah, I'm still a little bit annoyed at that. I have all my little icons on my desktop sorted how I like them, and they're all screwed up now. Kind of triggered my OCD a little bit. They don't look very organized, but I know where everything is, and now it's all ruined. Anyway, though, that match helped me out a little bit there in the M48. Thank you, 268, for ammo racking him. Be careful if there's anything on my right here. Nobody on my left so far. Usually easy to push around this corner. Looks like I have enough support on my left with that 268. I'm assuming that someone's gonna pop up here in a few seconds. I don't think any tier is broken. You know, people complain about stuff all the time, which he's actually pushing up. I don't, yeah. To say like a whole tier is broken or matchmaking and stuff, honestly, just people complaining. They always do it. They're gonna complain about something. Oh my god, it's just, I keep turning. Another tank I'm letting by. God, I didn't miss that. It's just my team, we're dropping tank left and right, or tanks left and right here. And it's hard being in this thing to be able to get to where I exactly need to be. Alright, little dog back there. I would say I always suggest the T125 for your first tier 10, or possibly even the IS-7 line. They're both the easiest kind of all-around lines to go through, in my opinion. Not out of this, though. We're kind of close to being out of it, but we're not. Oh my god, that was such a bad shot. I was relying on a good pen roll there, and that did not play out like I thought it would. Should have aimed right here, and he'd be dead right now. It's just I need to get this side out. I'm about to get flanked. T-54 behind me. Yep, 22 HP. I'm done for here. I have to, yeah, he just tracked me too. So I have to kill him, but I'm not gonna get any help from behind me, and he's just able to perma-track me here, and I'm dead. It's just we lost so many tanks because they pushed right down the edge of the field, and our team just kind of sat there and took it in the face, which obviously did not work because we lost like 5 tanks and they lost like very few in their push. And then after that, all of our tanks just, you know, sat here and yeah, didn't do anything. Oh well. Favorite TD, the T123. Daniel. It's my favorite tank, so it would definitely take the spot for tank destroyer here. Alright, I'm gonna try to fix this. Hopefully anything else purchased up here. Alright. I know. I was just kind of turning around in circles there. Hello, Panzer. Nice to see you in game here. Alright, so T125. Whew, alright. Thanks for bearing with me, guys, here in the beginning. I'm starting to come to. Hello, Low-Key. Nice to see you. Alright. My little whiny dog back there is starting to poop himself out. Well, reason I suggest the IS-7 line over the 4 is partially because of that, Gary. Part of it has to do with the IS-7 line, T125 line, even though that got rebalanced with them moving the T30 and T34 out of it, putting in the M103 and the T125. But even the mouse line now, since they've rebalanced it, but those lines were kind of the, you know, core first lines in the game, and they're all around pretty solid because it was kind of before Wargaming went down with the model to where there's always a few clunkers in the, you know, in a tank line to get you to free XP and stuff, to where the IS-4 has you know, a few guns that you have to free XP, like on the KV-4 and I forget which other one, where it just makes a couple grinds a little bit difficult, and the tanks aren't necessarily bad, it just makes it a little bit harder to grind through, whereas the IS-7 line, pretty much straight through that whole line you're faced with good tank after good tank. Even if they're not completely outfitted, they're still pretty damn good. They pushed up there. I'm sorry, Carnivarn, but I'm getting myself in a little bit of a pickle here to hopefully suck these people back. But it doesn't seem like they're in. Oh god. Really? There's a frickin' Scorpion G there. Okay, I'm safe here now. Okay. Set him on fire once. I loaded up one heat because I expected the Type 4 to start turning towards me, but I should set him on no. I was about to say, thought I would have set him on fire again. Make sure he gets out before he fires again. Very nice. This should be a pretty quick one here for us, but can't count him out completely. He should pop around now. Oop, okay, at least took a ton of damage there. Ah, oh, crap, I completely missed the ED run across. Come on. Shoot me right where I want you to shoot me. But gotta get these TDs out because they've just tied this up. I changed my angle around that corner at the last second, or else he probably would have popped me in the side, plus possibly ammo-racked me there. Not blew it up, but at least damaged it. Alright, now we're behind by 2. Good. Not good at all. Alright. They're going after him. I'm plopping my little butt on Cap. It's just gonna suck if they come all the way to my right. That's where I would come from. Right there. At least I'll take it, get a little peek at them there, but I don't necessarily think I'm gonna be able to cap this out, but it's actually pretty much my only chance at this point. I don't think that they're gonna be able to reset. We'll see though. If he starts pushing though, I'm gonna have to engage him, but the T-54E1 hasn't moved yet. He's just... Is he actually gonna let us cap? Holy crap. He's gonna let us cap. Alright. Thank you, T-54E1, for just sitting there and being a little pansy. Matthias, I know you already requested a tank, so please, you know, I ask that people only request 1 tank per stream. I will add this on because it's going to be way down the road, but if I do keep getting a lot, I'm probably going to, you know, skip over it a little bit. But most amount of damage in the match, 3,400, which hello Mojo, nice to see you. 1390 did a very good job, and their Scorpion G's gave us a run for our money, but hey, I don't know what to say. They had a couple tanks that kind of disappeared there at the end. Don't know where they went. They didn't go to our base, they didn't go back to theirs, but T-54E1, he could have won it for him. All he had to do was, which Levi's picking the VK4502B and hopefully not flipping it over on its side. Yeah, gotta love it. Again, going back to what Carl said, people playing for themselves. Granted, that person, I don't know what he was thinking. Hello, Deadlock. Nice to see you. The ST1 is good, but the IS4 is, you know, worse than the IS7. Daniel, I don't really want to talk about politicky stuff, or I should say political, but I don't think it'll happen, to be honest. Low poser. Honestly, if it was up to me, basically we'd all be happy and not fight against one another. I know that sounds very cliche, but I think that we should be beyond that at this point. But what do I know? I don't genuinely really hate anybody in particular, so I'm kind of in the minority here. Hello, Andre, nice to see you. I have not seen, honestly, either the old or new movie It, to be honest. Ryan doesn't like scary movies either. I'd have to watch that with Levi. See, the Centurion and them are pushing the one line, so I will gladly pop up here. I'm just a little bit afraid of not him, but wherever their T-30 is, which I'm gonna let him get another shot on me here. Sounds a little counterintuitive, but there we go. You know, I guess hit my ammo rack button there, made him into a little volcano. Thanks, Wargaming. One of the perks of streaming, you know. I'm just kidding. For anyone that thinks I'm being serious. I need a little oh, 1 second. Oh, never mind, they got him. Yeah, I need a little freaking pneumatic piston to push me back over. Every German box tank should be fitted with one of those. Awesome. He burned out. Push up here to kill this KV-4. Is he gonna get him? Took too long. Sometimes I'll sacrifice a little bit of my own HP just to speed things up. Not that that sped us up too much, but... I didn't say it. Yeah, Joe Biden a player. Honestly, we had a unspoken rivalry. I just thought it was really interesting. I kept running into him. I think Joe Biden is hilarious in real life. I don't really know anything. Honestly, I don't care too much about politics. I don't really know anything, you know, about his political views outside of he was vice president. But Joe Biden, the player, him and I were kind of stuck together in the matchmaking ring of things for a good few months. Either he changed his name or he doesn't play anymore. At least when I'm on. Pretty decent match though, 3,500 damage. That's, I'll go for it. It's just, I see that the other guys behind me aren't going to get off the cap, so why should I? I'll probably get one more shot, if any, because I'm probably going to die. That's not very nice, T-49. Y'all get off the cap! Nice. But ended up with 4,500 damage now. Anyway, Master Badge 2nd class. Most amount of damage. Enemy team just They didn't play very well as a team. They were all kind of fragmented, at least on our side. Their field side won. It's just their town was so fragmented, and we just pushed like I try to do every single time I'm on that map, because if you have one solid push and you basically take that little crossroad where I was fighting against the Oho before I pushed my ammo rack button. If you win that, typically you win the town pretty easily. Well, yeah, it's the funny thing is, yeah, if you don't have any scouts, a medium almost can do it just as well. Hell, a heavy tank can scout if you really need it. It's just, you know, playing as a team is the most overlooked thing sometimes. But I feel like slowly we're clawing back, because there's a lot of, like, people bring up about people complaining about the matchmaking, this, that, other thing. I haven't gotten a haircut, no. If it looks like I did, maybe my hair bust might be pushed back. In a way, World of Tanks, they're kind of... They've been doing it for a while to where they are kind of pissing off a few of their... Or not few, but basically some of their older segments of the player base, which is kind of a problem. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, some of the people that have stuck around the game for a very long time, you know, they're vocal and have done clan wars, competitive stuff, take the game very seriously, a little bit too seriously sometimes. If they start kind of leaving, which at this point I feel like a lot of people are burned out that say have played the game since I've started and have taken the game very, very seriously, for better or for worse. And they're already. But I think it's not to say it's a good thing, because, you know, it's not good to lose players like that for wargaming or for the player base. But I feel like over the past few months I've seen a little bit less, you know, like stat, for lack of better words, stat whoring and stuff, and people like bad-mouthing people over their stats, at least personally on the forums and in the game. It's not completely gone, but I feel like slowly but surely it's moving back to where, you know, you play the game to win. You play, you know, you want to do well, of course, but I feel like things are, you know, getting a little bit better. I don't think it'll ever go back to, like, when I first started playing, say the first year, pretty much every single match, it didn't have the best teamwork by any means, but your team played to win. It doesn't matter, you know, how much damage you did or whatnot. You played to win. That's pretty much what you went into. Who cares how much damage you did? That kind of was a byproduct, honestly, of matchmaking, which people hate it. Because back then, matchmaking was ±4, then ±3, and then finally 2. But for a lot of times, you know, you got thrown into matches where you just couldn't really pen anything, so you had to work with your team and help. Like, you could be in an M4 Sherman facing off against, say, like, tier 8 tanks, and HE was a little bit more effective back then, but you just kind of pop them with HE, track them, do a little module damage, a little damage, directly, but there was a lot more teamwork back then. Teamwork isn't really showing up yet again in a lot of matches, but I think the overall attitude's getting a little bit better. Alright, we're down to 3 tanks left. So let's see, I think I have a, I don't remember what it is. I have Raider and a artillery, I believe. Or invader, I mean. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for... Not that I aimed... I did not aim well at all there. Oops, there's a Hetzer. Get him, Hetzer. Or not. Awesome. 10 out of 10. I don't even care that he killed me because we won. You might want to be careful with that, John. You don't want to get a... don't want to get a temp ban for that. Decent match though, top 2 damage. Fun little match in Luke's there. See, I think Wide Park... I kind of like Wide Park. It doesn't work well on high tiers, of course, with its size. But I feel like if they stretched the map out a little bit and lower that center train going through the center just a pinch, not much, that it could be a pretty good map for higher tiers, but it definitely would have to get stretched out a little bit. So we got the Rudy up here next. But all right, I gotta remind myself here, I have another little bet or question. Nobody won last night for the question of how many toys Levi has, so I got another one lined up here. So I say I get messages here or there, but not as much as, honestly, I think some people get from what I see, like people talking about. Like, I'm surprised I don't get more. When the first match on the stream here, I thought when I flipped myself over, I was gonna get a message there from someone calling me like a freaking idiot for, you know, flipping myself over like that. Hello, Mind Pro. But I'm hoping tomorrow too, like I am streaming in the morning. I'm hoping that for those of you that are sponsors, I'm gonna be able to fix the, not that the emojis are just a little small because they're capped at 48 by 48 pixels right now. Unfortunately, YouTube Gaming, since it's, you know, it's basically a reskinned YouTube, they're kind of bound by YouTube's emoji size limit, which is, you know, just 48 by 48. But I'm hopefully gonna fix them to make them a little bit more legible. But we're up to 2 now for custom emojis because we hit 5 sponsors. But I'm a little happy it's gonna be kind of dark and gloomy, a little bit of rain tomorrow. It lets me do some stuff inside. Usually if it's nice and a day off, I'm pretty much outside all day with Levi. Hello, bud. Yeah, I know, I'm talking about you. And I unfortunately got shot because I talked to you. Alright, it'd be very, very nice if I had, like, the T-71's behind me, thankfully, but there we go. Thank you, helper. Very nice if I had one more person. Like, I see a T-34 over on, way on the right that could help me here. Oh, Lord. I'm gonna die. And I'm dead. I was a little out of position there, but I kind of thought that I was in the T-34 85M. I'm like, why is he penning me every time? The 1375. But, that's unfortunately, sometimes I do that. There's too many tanks and, yeah. I kind of phase out. Which, for whatever reason, the queue, I don't know why it's closing here. For whatever reason, the tank request queue keeps closing. Honestly, it's annoying. I don't know why it's closing here. Alright, hello, White Eagle. Alright, IS-6 up next here. Sorry for whoever requested the Rudy, that was a what not to do in the Rudy match there. Hello, Azul. Nice to see you. All right. It's the green overlay. I think it's I don't know what, but it keeps resetting it for whatever reason. I think it's something with the fuzzbot. It updated a couple days ago. I haven't been able to implement any of the new stuff that came with the update, but yeah. Windows though, fortunately I have my whole monitor over here just covering, which this guy really needs to turn here because he's gonna get us both killed. Thank you. Like, I want to push down here, but you can't push like that in a tank this slow. It's too risky. Just about spot it. I took a little pot shot there. Hello, Den. Nice to see you. My team, Fisherman's Bay, it's gonna get reworked when it goes to HD maps, slightly, but they're gonna have to fix this because this is one of those maps that they've talked about for quite some time, which that guy just got ammo racked. I already see, we have most of our people in the center and the town. We're honestly not gonna win. We're not gonna win that flank. They're not gonna push it, and it's not going to go the way that it should. It just, for whatever reason, this map brings out the worst in people. It's a very open map, and basically the two outer flanks are the most important flanks. But teams just tend to camp a little excessively. We had an IS-2 drown. Obviously, he pulled a Cody. Oh. That's like the luckiest thing in the world. Which Vinny does not have a fire extinguisher. He is probably ticked off. I guess did 765 damage and fire damage just because he didn't have an auto fire extinguisher or even a manual. So he must be using food there. Right. Thank you. Holy crap. T95. You are my savior right now. Keep you right there. Got another tank coming. Oh god. Nope. There's another tank on my left, unfortunately. Oh god, it's a T95. Yeah, I'm screwed now. And I guess bounced. Trying not to get rammed too bad from him, but I'm dead. What I want to know though is, I ended up doing 2400 damage, but it's this. Like, part of the problem is, well, specifically this side, but you just have so much of your team that, you know, if you're from the north, you know, you have a lot of people sit up here thinking that they're useful, but you barely can shoot down here, which is very important to be able to fire basically back to this area. And they're basically sitting here looking to get shots into the center, which, not to say the center isn't important, but the center is kind of like the pivot, to where most teams don't rush across the center because you're going to die, to where the center kind of sits there and supports either flank that is advancing. But from the north, typically your team, you know, it doesn't, when things go bad, your team just kind of sits there and you just get slowly killed. Fortunately for us, got a little bit lucky on that flank, but I wish our T95 had a little bit of help here. It's just, it's a little bit of a shame, but at least the enemy, they tried to push here, but they didn't commit outside of the object 252U, and they pushed here, but unfortunately for them, we got a little lucky. But it's just Fisherman's Bay needs a little bit of a update, and mainly it's just to me revamping the kind of support areas and make them a little bit less desirable to go to, so more people push up to the center and push out to the flanks and want to actually move instead of sit there and, you know, basically chai snipe. So hello Maxim, nice to see you. Congratulations. Hello Super Cat. Wait, I think Levi is going, since he's extra needy, I'm gonna, after the stream ends, because I'm gonna go till 10 o'clock tonight instead of a typical 9. After the stream ends, I'm gonna take him for a night walk. It feels wonderful outside here. Finally. I would say today, fall finally hit Cape May. Best time of year. It's just gone are the, which Rich, I know you're coming to Cape May in a couple weeks, but gone at least, you know, today and all weekdays here going forward. The mobs of just, not even tourists, because I don't care, you know, we're a tourist town, it's, you know, it's normal, but the mobs of people that look like they're completely lost and shouldn't be even walking on a sidewalk are gone. Because Cape May is a very, you know, it's a Victorian town, so it's not like gigantic spaces and stuff to where when it's like super crowded it can get, which I'm gonna have to go back to base already. I can already feel it. It just, it feels very chaotic at times. Hello, Jerry. Ah, nice. And don't burn them. Remember, you only flip them once. That's the key to cooking any kind of meat, like on a grill or direct heat. Basically, you can turn it and mark it as much as you want on one side. Only flip it once though. It helps seal in juices. Hello, Dingo. Alright. I thought about going down here, honestly, in the beginning. Because I saw that a lot of their top tier tanks work out in that area. And there's no arty. I should have stuck with it, because I could have gotten to this spot. And I'd be pretty confident in being able to push. Well, not to say I completely disagree with you, but I would say the T95, even though it's slower, you're better off playing this thing as aggressive as possible, which is, you know, very slow given the speed of the tank, but oh, that was it. I knew it was gonna miss once I clicked. Only because you gotta get your armor and gun into play, which sitting in the back not getting shot isn't gonna do your team any favors. Yeah, if we lose this is on me for missing these 2 shots. Now I'm gonna have to stick my neck out here. Alright, I'm gonna shoot something that's not moving. But he'd be dead right now. Our bat shot would still be alive had I hit those first 2 shots there. Ouch. Yeah. I knew that they had a Chinese TD somewhere, but he hadn't shot anywhere, so I kind of forgot about him there. I'm just playing this dumb now. He's gonna die. Maybe. I just need to... Yep, and of course, yeah, he's waiting for me to turn. Well, I screwed this up. Alright, fortunately I did not mess that turn up there. Just unfortunate, because if I hadn't screwed up position and missed those shots, this would be a much different scenario right now. But yeah, that thing. Well, that's what not to do in T95. Alright, I'm hopping into a grind here. I'm gonna play a T49. It's getting to... I want to play a light right now before getting to the Strev 103. Well, I can't really say how long on each side, not knowing how thick and, like, you know, whatnot for the burger, even how hot. It's basically just general rule of thumb for, like, searing meats off is you only want to flip once. So you want to cook a little bit longer on one side, only flip once instead of, you know, flip it back and forth. Because with the way when you cook meat, essentially most times when you're doing direct heat for cooking, you're searing the outside to keep the juice in on the inside, whereas braising, it's still important but a little bit less so. But when you keep flipping, essentially you lose a lot of the fat and liquid that you're trying to keep in it just by flipping it over, by either like accidentally pressing it down or just flipping it to where the juice goes up and then it falls through, stuff like that. How many Levi biscuits for Ryan for a whole stream? That would probably be a lot. Like a million. She just, especially now, I know you might be joking a little, it's just, you know, she barely has time to grade her school stuff here at home. She's still working doubles until about another week or two. Basically every single weekday she's gone from 6 a.m. I actually know that person. That is Joy. I'm sure a few of you remember her. Which my team has not done a very good job at. Yeah. We're not really pushing anywhere. And I screwed up there. Just, I don't even know how I'm not able to pen the E50, honestly, to be honest. Especially because I was loading up a little bit of heat, but yeah. Our team has decided to go the don't push anywhere route, and we have a 268 that he's so far back there, he is not able to hit anything. So I'm gonna die here. Pretty much already know that. And it's shaping up to where our T57 is gonna die, T54 is gonna die, to where we're just gonna basically lose tank by tank, one by one. Not too much we can do about it. But yeah, our 268 is still way too far back. Oh well, well, fortunately he got that shot, but I probably shouldn't have went that far out, seeing the people I had around me. So that didn't work out there. Awesome. Alright, so I have an E100 challenge. I'll hop into that here, but these past two matches I've done stupid decisions here. Which, okay. First, let me do a raffle here. So the winner gets 500 Levi biscuits for the raffle here. Alright, so doing a challenge for the E100 that John just purchased. So the E100, this is going to be a doozy as far as getting to the amount. I've got to get to 2.5 times the HP total and damage, assist, and block. So that's 6,750. Not a terrible matchup for it. Honestly, my problem is I forgot to take off. I have HE shells. So this is going to be a HE and AP only E100 Deluxe Challenge. This is going to be fun. Oh, what did I get myself into? Well, let's say my trouble here is, well, this guy. He's no doubtly going to be chucking heat. Almost entirely heat, I would say. But T92, I have a feeling, is going to be the bane of my existence. And the Lorraine 155. This thing's a little bit too tall and large, so where you can't hide up in this area very well. Hello, Armas. Nice to see you. At least my little jingle's working here again. I'm gonna try to get it with this. I think I can get it. Because honestly, even with, say, heat and stuff, most of getting to that total will have to come from blocking damage, to be honest. Yep, he just whacked him for a shot. Thank you, Artie. Our Artie being there is a godsend. Yep, heat shell. That thing has crazy heat pen. Pretty much any Chinese high tier that you come across, if you think they're going to throw gold at you, your armor is almost meaningless. Which unfortunately for him, he pushed up and his team did not help him too much. Which, yay, I got a little gold. Not that I really cared about that, but I'm doing a Michael Bay's. I might, you know, throw in a AP shell or two actually coming up here looking at the tanks I have. But this is gonna be interesting to see if I can get to this. There's a Skoda coming around. Let's pop him. Okay, a Skoda against a Caravan is not a good matchup. And also a Patriot. Don't do it, dude. No, don't push. We need you. Alright, let's just jump in here. Come on. Come on. Did damage to him, not that I wanted to shoot him, but... yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to the total just from the... even if I had heat, and just from the way this played out. Even if I had, like, shot every single tank that was on that flank there, that would have been a long shot. That's kind of the problem with the high tier, especially German heavy tanks, to where it's a very large amount to get a challenge worth. Alright, stun is gone, thankfully. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit here. I'll try again. Thank you for allowing me to try again. But when I first look at the matchmaking, honestly, you know, I was like, ah, this is good. I can bounce a lot of shots, stuff like that. But honestly, there's not enough HP. You know, I'd have to get it all from bouncing shots because there's not enough HP for me to actually chew in here. Unless my team is very incompetent in doing damage. Just from there being a lot of tier 8s and 9s. I don't know if that T92 is being sarcastic or not, but I was going to the cat because Artie was frickin' plinking me. Congratulations, Mojo, on winning. But I'm gonna hop back into the E100 here with an actual loadout to see if I can actually contend with the challenge here. I hit him in the track, that's why. I don't care about brothers in arms. Expecting the TVP, he's more or less going to be right here. Ah, no, he decided to run away. Alright, let's tip Levi here first. Hey, at least I got a little bit of gold from killing that guy. Levi, hey. Surprised he's actually napping here. Hello, buddy. Hey. Thanks for tipping the dog. Alright. But our IS7, he did a very good job. Thank you, IS7, for being on our team there. Alright. Let's fix this first. I think I'm going to roll with that loadout there. Alright, so another attempt at the challenge here. Since that first one, yeah. Which I'm actually going to start the bet as well with the question. So the way this works, I think I've got, you're going to be able to bet up to 1,000 coins. Make sure you actually have that amount. But the question is, how old is Levi? So you type !bet space and you pick 1, 2, 3, or 4 for 11, 12, 13, or 14 years. Space again, and the amount of coins up to 1,000. You have to, you know, own however, you know, the amount of coins to be able to bet them. But you can't just type like 12 in, or 13, or 11. You have to do !1, 2, 3, or 4 that corresponds with the actual answer. And make sure you put the amount of coins in as well. Let's see if anyone actually gets this right. I've said it a few times. But then again, I don't think everyone knows when Levi's birthday is. He actually does have a birthday, to be honest. But I have said his real age before. You know, not everyone can, you know, not to say not everyone's right here, so. Oh, I can't believe I fudged that. I fudged that up. Hey, get away from my shield. I only have HE here. But somebody will win tonight, I will say that. Or somebody's. Don't know how that didn't even hit him. I don't even care that it, you know, didn't do damage. I just want to... It just looked like it was going to hit him. And somehow I missed completely. But with the way it works, whenever the bet ends in about 2-ish minutes, it's going to be the end of the battle. I'll pick the correct answer. I don't think this challenge is going to go my way either, just looking at things here. Speak of the devil, I guess frickin' blocked over 2,000 damage there. Oh, I keep screwing up with the shell velocity of heat here. Oh, you're so lucky, T100. I thought he was gonna zip away, and he just kind of sat there. Hey, go away. You're screwing up my plan here. Even though I'm not capable of actually dealing damage, it seems like. Shit, he swapped over to he. And I can't spot him for some reason. Come on. I really want to... Now my V range is cut. I want to push down here to shoot those guys on that flank, but I don't have... as much help as I'd like. Screw it. This is probably going to be a very stupid decision, but I have, I think, enough help. There's the 50B kind of behind me. Nope. Of course it's the heat bat chat sitting here. It's just, why is my team in the south not able, they're not able to do anything. Like, they're not pushing. They're... But this heat bat chat is honestly pissing me off. Like, that's the one tank that... It's just... Yeah, which I lost the challenge. I shouldn't have pushed down there. But bat chats, throwing heat out, honestly is... It's one of the dickish moves to do in World of Tanks. At tier 10. It's just the tank wargaming was looking to rebalance it, and a lot of people got upset. The reason they were looking to rebalance it, and what people complain about, was basically gold round problems, premium rounds, what have you, and they were looking to kind of fix that. Yeah, it was a small nerf to the bat chat, but it would have fixed people playing bat chats and just purely sitting, you know, not really playing it as like a burst medium, and just sitting in the back, chucking heat out and auto-penning everything. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, congratulations on winning the challenge, Lavobo. But it's one of the few things I usually don't get annoyed at. I usually don't get annoyed at. Or no, congratulations, John. Sorry. Mixed up the names again. Sorry, guys. I always double check though before doing the biscuits. Oh lord. It's one of the few tanks that actually annoys me when I see people just... It was the one bat chat was throwing AP to other heat that, you know, you see pure gold going out of, because it just turns it into a completely different tank. If you look at... Basically you go from 259 up to 330 pen. It makes it completely different to where this slightly crappy accuracy and aiming time for a medium, it just negates that slight negative it has against it. But anyway, let's the right winner, which Levi is 12 years old. Congratulations to everybody who won. Labobo, Daniel, Andrew, Randall, John, and Leith. And anyone else that bet there. You only can bet once. But yeah. If anyone else bet for 2, it cuts it off after a little bit, but you got your biscuits as far as a reward. So it's based off of how many you bet and the total amount that was bet too. Anyway, though, I'm not platooning Gus, sorry. If you ever want to know if I'm platooning, look at the top of the screen. I usually remember to update it, but I'm going to be soloing still. It's going to be at least another week or 2 before I platoon again. It's just, which I forget if it was the Strev 1030 or the 103B. I'm going to hop into the B here. I forget which one was actually requested. Sorry if this is the wrong one, but I'm just going out on a limb here. Honestly, I mixed you 2 up because it was an E100 and you usually pick the VK4502B. So, you know, same nation and stuff. Hey, little buddy. You got another tip. Yeah, you gonna take it? Thanks for tipping Levi. Hello, Peter. Nice to see you. I think I recalibrated the stream. Yes, I did. Gotta keep myself, like, on point here, because I'm, like, you know, groggy, tired. Thank you for the subscription, Ian. I was kind of hinting at that, Uber. Not to say I was being a little deceiving, but Levi's birthday is actually very soon. If I remember correctly, Ryan knows like the exact time frame. They got him a little bit before Christmas, if I believe. Like a month or so beforehand. So it's coming up here. He will be 13 soon. I still have freaking cutting the grass today. Did not help the fact that my nose was really stuffy, and I actually woke up this morning and I felt like literal crap. Like, I haven't felt sick in a while and I was feeling pretty bad today. Please don't dirt me, T49. Thank you for hitting me where you didn't do a ton of damage. I typically play this thing pretty aggressive, but there's a Borsig, which I cannot see somehow. Awesome. I don't know how I'm not able to see them. Yeah. Because I should be able to spot them while they're firing. But I'm playing this overly aggressive just because of the map here. It's very small. Honestly, sitting in the back and trying to snipe in this thing, usually, especially when you're top tier. If this was a tier 10 only match, I'd play it a little bit safer, but usually you're not helping your team out much. Granted, if I die, it's kind of the moot point, but that hit somebody. But yeah, Levi is going to be 13 soon. Hopefully we get, like, I don't like thinking about it, but hopefully we get many more years with Levi. Somewhat soon here, he might be having a, like the end of October, a surgery to kind of chop off the little thing on the bottom of his foot, which I'm streaming tomorrow, so there's another stream before, but somebody's birthday, hint hint, is coming up on Sunday here. But I don't know what I'm gonna do for it yet. Honestly, these two guys, I don't know why we all stopped. I want to push, but I don't have HP. Yeah, this Sunday, do I want to say it's my birthday, so I'm gonna be the grand old age of 28. Uh-oh. I kind of got myself wrong there. I was gonna say, I haven't even looked at team chat yet. I'm trying not to kill myself. Personal missions? What ones? You mean the one for the tanks? It's a different button. The button's on the top left, kind of away from the, like, the events and stuff going on. I'm still spotted here. Kind of waning. There we go. There he is. Whoa. I probably should have stuck with that shot, because I probably could have taken it. Hello, Benafla. Nice to see you. I don't want to... 263 should be fine over there. But trying to think of something special to do. Even though it's my birthday, make a special stream. Throw myself a party. No. I usually don't really do anything for my birthday. I typically work, but yeah, I'm just kind of used to working. My birthday almost always, at least for the past several years, falls on a weekend, so kind of goes hand in hand with my job, working on weekends. Alright, this tank is very tipsy as far as being able to flip yourself over, especially left and right. Don't want to do that again this stream. My birthday suit? Hey, you asked for it. We'll see. I'll put that on the table. The signs? One's the clan logo. We have a special troll flag on there as well. Uh-oh. He's not aiming at me. Okay. I got a little bit too far up here. A little bit ahead of myself. gotta grit your teeth a little bit there to get that shot. I will preemptively happy birthday, Dingo, if I don't see you tomorrow. Thanks, Benafla. There's actually a lot of birthdays as far as people I know here in the next week or so. Hopefully these guys don't wisen up and throw HE at me. Double tap. Or not at all. You know, he might have been ammo racked or something. This is taking too long. Uh-oh. And I bounced, oh my god. Luckily, I know his gun caliber, so... As far as him penning me, he can pen me, but it's not a good chance for him. But, nice little win here. 3,200 damage, kind of just all out being aggressive here in this thing, and worked out. Yeah, that guy was not very nice in the chat. He got a nice little win there. Unfortunately, we lost the E100 match. I screwed that up, but our team was Mountain Pass. You need to control the center, and our team just gave it up to them. They were giving it to us, and then nobody wanted to push into it. So we have any scout. I'm gonna hop into my newest light tank, the WZ-132-1. Hello, Perk. Nice to see you. It's alright, Labobo. Honestly, they keep updating the user interface. I think it's going downhill. They're going for like... I feel like they're trying to make it look like World of Tanks console a little bit more, like with flashy images and like big boxy, take up a lot of the space, like each item. I think it's completely the wrong direction because people play World of Tanks PC because it's on a computer, to where consoles I think looks like it's like 5 years behind PC as far as the user interface, face and design. To where PC, a lot of times, you know, the games, it's more like, not to say listy, like, you know, it reminds me of how people make fun of Eve because it's like playing a spreadsheet. It's a very fun spreadsheet though, but you know, PC, it, you know, it should look like that. Like you can fit more information. You have a mouse, bigger screens, or not bigger screens, but you know, you guys know what I mean. I just think even the user interface for me gets freaking confusing as hell sometimes, with like the specials and missions screens. I think that they regress to where it feels like, you know, there's the art department, basically there's just people kind of you know, kind of forced to do something, so they're like, oh, why don't we fix this? And it doesn't really need fixed. You know, where you have someone employed, so you keep giving them stuff to do even though it doesn't necessarily need to be done. Hello, Heavy Metals. Nice to see ya. It took me a second to get that, Randall. It went over my head in the beginning. Honestly, I'll admit it, I was an accident, so... Accidents are good, though. Brian was an accident as well, so... Alright, team, are we gonna push? Doesn't look like it, so I'm gonna ditch you guys and go over here. Just... We have so many tanks sitting in J2 and they're not moving, to where I'm not pushing up on 2 heavy tanks and just, you know, dying. So... It's just frustrating. Like, I wanted to push there, but I knew if I pushed, I'd look like an idiot because nobody else would push up in time to help. Now I'm kind of stuck in a conundrum here. Oh, Lord. This thing doesn't have the best gun depression to work with. And I just got hit by a JPZ. I saw the one, didn't think the other one could hit me, and obviously I was wrong there. I'm definitely in the wrong spot for this tank at the moment, but yeah. It's just where our tanks are now, in the very southern spot where I left. Once you push past that, if you push hard enough and you have people supporting you from behind, it's safe to push up pretty much down to this corner, to where once you get down to right in front of that IS-7, there's a little bit of a ridgeline that protects you from where the JPZ 100s are. Like, you might take, you know, like a big hit getting there, but if you have a force, you're able to get, you know, you're able to get up there safely. But if you kind of sit where they're at, and I saw the E50M poke out, basically if you sit where they're at, we're just getting shot because we're sitting basically in between the far back spots and the further up spots, to where it's kind of the kill zone. And, you know, unfortunately I stayed out on this little rock too long, but it's just frustrating when you have the people to push a flank and they're just all sitting there still like, okay. But, oh well. Time to hop into this tank. Tonight's been one of those nights though. I'm doing a pretty poor job at reading what my teams are doing. Usually, you know, when you have a really good session, you're putting yourself like in the spots where your teams, you know, you're able to play off your team and your team can play off you. I'm doing the opposite of that. Hello, Jack. Yes, I do remember you. Den, yes. Not specific to the tank, but, you know, they're on there because I put them on there. Someone was very kind to help me get that tank a little sooner. Well, yeah, I completely agree. The whole touchscreen and interfaces and stuff, you know, it doesn't work for PC. Like, I can see why Wargaming would want to do it for, like, Blitz, and since Blitz is on PC and mobile, kind of keep it the same between the two. And, you know, for consoles, it looks that way because they have controllers, stuff like that, but, you know, keep it away from the PC version. It doesn't need to look like that. But it is annoying at games that do that when they don't need to. Honestly, PCs are never going to die out. Strictly for the fact that you just can't do stuff on a freaking tablet for everything. Honestly, I don't even have one. Like, honestly, I think tablets are a little stupid in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's just one of these days they're like, oh, why don't we sell people, you know, a very large phone that can't, you know, function as a phone, just so they have to, you know, basically buy it. And to me, it's a time waste, the tablet, but I know it has some uses, but I think having a smartphone and a PC is, you know, best option. Like, Ryan and I have a laptop that it's getting a little bit up there in age, but where most people would use a tablet, we just use a laptop because you actually can, you know, do things on it other than... Alright, I'm thinking here where I want to go. I struggle at typing on, honestly, touchscreens. I like having a keyboard. Just... I didn't want to go to the other side because I thought that we'd have trouble pushing. And didn't think that they would... Honestly, they're probably gonna... It looks like we're gonna lose that flank. But we'll see. But I decided, what the hell, I'm probably gonna really regret this. I know I say that a lot, but hopefully they get the... Come on, get them. I'm just taking a little bit of a stroll here, and it did not pay off. I'm very sorry, Skoda T40. I was basically making sure that there weren't like two or three big TDs down here that were gonna whack us, but again, I'm just picking the wrong spots, especially early on, to where we're not terribly, we're not far behind at all right now, but as far as map control goes, we're definitely on the short end of the stick right now. And specifically, I'm not in a tank that can really push or take shots and stuff. Like, the armor on this is decent for, the being a tank destroyer with this mobility, but it's still not something you want to necessarily rely upon. Against tier 7s and 6s that aren't tier TDs, you can bounce some shots, but expecting any more than that is definitely not something you want to do. I'm gonna have to go all the way back here, unless they can kill this Borsig. I should be able to get shot, but I missed. Of course I missed. Shot on him. Missed my shot at him. If he makes it there, I should be able to hit him. Zero damage critical hit? Why wouldn't it be? Because I don't have 6th Sense, so I was kind of a little lucky there. But their Borsig's up in the north. I assume their Charioteer is supporting him. This can just go really bad really fast here. Tiger, oh lord. Your Charioteer's down here. Tiger's got the top gun too, so he can just punch right through me. Hummel, yeah, this is not good. He's gonna kill me before I can... Yep. Angle. He got me. The Artie was gonna kill me again anyway. Oh well. That definitely didn't work out, obviously. Did 2200 damage, but sometimes though, I really hate being top tiers and TDs at times, because our team, they weren't doing a very good job at pushing anywhere, and, pushing in this tank is definitely not a strong suit when you're needing to, like, tank damage and stuff. Like, in a pinch you might be able to do it, but it's just something to where when your team is all top tier TDs, theirs kind of did as well, but their team actually pushed better than ours, to where it makes it hard to kind of claw your way back. Oh well. I'll remember you, Daniel, yes. At least we won the Sand River match in the WZ. I'm on to the T110E3 again, which if anyone does want to request any tanks, feel free, even if you've requested some already. I'm mainly doing tank requests today. Tomorrow I'll probably do a few more grind matches in between things. See ya, Benefla. Thanks for watching. Have a nice one. Honestly, at some point I need a new GPU. Not for World of Tanks, but for like newer games. Like, I plan on playing Destiny 2. I might stream it a little bit too, but yeah, my GPU's starting to get a little bit old as far as I can play most if not all games near maxed out, since I have a very good CPU. But when it comes to streaming, not that the GPU does a lot of the streaming lifting, but it definitely helps out having a stronger GPU, because the CPU just takes a beating when it comes to streaming games. So via TDs, I'll get there sometime, Mojo. I'm getting close. I got the VK4502B grind. That's almost done. T49, AMX 1390, Batchat 12T. On the very far back burner is the RU251, and I think they're the grinds I have going for me. So I'm getting down to the point where soon I will be able to start some new grinds, which I'll probably put it up for a vote. Of course he's throwing gold. Why wouldn't he be? Honestly, he can pen me anywhere with anywhere that he can pen me with gold, he can pen me with standard. It's just, it's kind of the, you know, it's just a little annoying. Especially because I missed the first shot, because right now I'd be going for the kill shot, but he's just able to kind of, with his accuracy, yeah, there we go. But still stand to that statement. If anywhere he could pen me with his standard APCR shell, he can pen me with gold. So he probably just has APCR loaded out in that thing, which the amount of people that have that loadout, like seeing people stream with loadouts like that, post replays up and like images and stuff, it's just way too high. And it seems like a lot of times it's in tanks that don't need it either, which always surprises me that people use like pure gold loadouts on a tank that doesn't need it. Hope that they don't have HE here. Don't have much HP, but hopefully I don't get flanked. Probably happen now that I said it. Yep, T49. Ooh, I am not dead. I'm not gonna take the bait though. Whew. Oh, how I lived through that, but I guess got myself, it seemed like, around at the very last second to where he hit me on some of my frontal armor that kind of turned the corner there. Yeah, I got a little bit lucky there. I should be able to kill him. Bit careful with turning here. Ooh, he actually, how the hell did he get away? They killed him, but how did he even get down there? Because we're not out of this yet. We're up by 3, but you know, I can get killed very easily. I'm hoping that I can get myself on cap here. It just helps funnel them to where it's a little bit more manageable. Get myself right. I'm gonna go for the second. Goodbye. I knew they were all gonna stop at the first, so I might as well go down the second lane. Nice little win here, 4,100 damage. If we can get a little bit more, all depends on this PZ58. I think I hit him. I definitely hit him. I have a GTX 680 classified. The only reason I'm glad I went with the classified version, because it has 6 gigabytes of VRAM. So that's what's kind of holding me over here. Otherwise, I think they only have like 2 or 4 on the regular 680s. But Master Badge 3rd class, Spartan Award, high caliber, most amount of damage, of course, almost 5,000. all worked out there. A little bit of HP to spare. Didn't really block much because the frickin' Strev 103B just chucking pure premium rounds out, but that is what it is. Alright, so I have a mutant M6 request here. Oh, I didn't even see that someone requested the mouse, so thank you, John. Would see you, Den. Have a nice one. I was gonna say I was actually computer illiterate. Which, hello Anthony, nice to see you, and thank you very much Phil for the subscription. Like I know a lot about like electronics and stuff, but I knew nothing about building PCs until about a month before I did my first one that's over there. Honestly, reading up on things, the hardest part is picking out what you want and trying to get the best deals on it, which usually the fall is the best time for that. Not necessarily Black Friday, but I find leading up to Christmas there's a lot of sales. But more or less, you know, picking the stuff and making sure it all works together is the hardest part, but there's actually websites that help you out with that now. But more or less putting it together, just being careful and, you know, taking it, you know, slow and steady. And honestly, that's easy. Is the easy part, I feel like. Of course, there's a rock there. Sad face. I think the only thing I screwed up my first PC build was I didn't have a few, whatever they're called, SATA. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. A few cords to reach far enough to connect my hard drive and solid state drive. That was the only thing. I just had to wait a few extra days to be able to get them because there's no stores around me that actually have them, since Radio Shack is obsolete now. Poor Radio Shack. I'm gonna need to pray here. There's just so many tanks in front of me I cannot pen, even with a PCR. I would say, like, if your computer is not that old, you should be able to do two drives. Honestly, adding in a new like hard drive or solid state drive, if you're not using it like for your operating system, like I do it for, because I have a ton of like Photoshop stuff and things for my website on one that I can pop between the PCs. I just keep it on the old one now, but it's just plugging it in, and you know, it's kind of like plugging a thumb drive just inside your case. Can't pen him. I want to push, but I don't want to push. Because of that, he can push up and flank me. But fortunately, our team, we should not push that side. We need to let them come out of their little bubble. Oh yeah, I spent a lot on my motherboard here. That's what happened with my first PC, is I skimped a little bit on it, and that's what kind of forced me to purchase and build a new PC. I wasn't able to upgrade it enough. without basically ripping the whole thing apart. Unfortunately, one already freaking loves me, which is screwing up my entire plan here. Whew, that was pretty big there. But I'm still very grateful because I wouldn't have this PC, honestly, if it wasn't for a few of you guys. You definitely helped out with moving this process along back when I first started streaming. It's what happens when you buy a fixer-upper house. We still have a few things we need to do here. Hi, Artie. I know, I didn't forget about you. Hoping... Ooh, the Conqueror's up here now. I've got the Carnivarn up. I'm hoping that they can kill the Carnivarn. We'll see. E54 lightweight's got me. There's no even... Oof. Hi, Artie. I still haven't forgot about you. Yeah, I know. You keep reminding me that you're there. Ooh, he gets shot. Struggle City. I'm stunned. Ooh, thank God that was not the buff Conqueror. It's getting a slight armor buff on its hull. And of course, it's getting a new top turret, but I wouldn't have been able to fire that fast. Lower Glacis is still going to be weak, but the upper Glacis is going to be much stronger come next patch. Yeah, there's always something to fix in a house, but yeah. We need a new roof, and we need to... Not that our bathroom for our bedroom, it definitely needs some fixing. The people basically tiled, and they didn't do it themselves, but they had a family member that was a contractor renovate the house and add an addition on. But for the bathroom in particular, obviously the guy does not know how to tile, which is probably why I've never heard of him for being a contractor. But I learned how to tile when we first moved in because our shower was not usable. But you know, I got it to a point where it's working. But it definitely needs a whole new bathroom back there. Thank you, Anthony. I was playing this safe, and fortunately I had in the beginning 2 TDs, but at the end there just 1 TD backing me up. Without them behind me, I would have been screwed. Perkaholic, the only time I'm going to be streaming this week in the morning is tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Typically it's Wednesday morning when I stream. But this week my work schedule changed a little bit. I only have off tomorrow, so I'll be streaming then in the morning. So Levi has a pick here. I'm going to pick... Let's see... I have not played the IS-7 in a little while, so I'll hop into that. Thank you, guys. I know, I got revenge on that already. Well, yeah, that's Ryan and I's thought on it, too. It makes no sense. Like, we've redone almost, I'd say at this point, 95% of our house inside, and I've definitely done a crap load outside. The people before us, as far as like outside of like a few mature oak trees, they had a grand total of, as far as plants, I would say 1 rose bush and 1 like midget Japanese maple tree. That was all the plants in the yard. That, yeah. And our yard's not tiny. But, yeah. I'm just glad none of these hurricanes came up close to us here. Or there's still one on the way, but it's not going to hit the U.S. coast, fortunately. I think everyone's glad about that. My roof is... It's not leaking or anything, it's just... It's limping along. Honestly, I was kind of happy Artie was shooting me, because without the enemy... I was keeping an eye on my repair kit, or my med kit, I mean, timer. Because with the enemy not pushing on me, Artie just doing like 20 damage or so when it was plinking me, didn't really bother me at all, but it was saving my team so much HP, to where it was actually doing me a favor, to be honest. Which, since this is a Levi pick, Levi is going to try to have a fun match here, and he's just going to bum rush this Shrev 103B and try to flip him over. Not getting hit there. No! I missed! Ah, my god. You ruined it, Shrev 103B. Actually, I ruined it there. I didn't take into account the momentum. Okay. Let's bounce off of you and look dumb. And say, for anyone that... I took a picture of part of a garden, but really it's like the outskirt of my yard. I planted milkweed for monarch butterflies. I posted some pictures on Discord of it. I have like 30 caterpillars, and honestly I planted milkweed about 2 months after you're supposed to start it. Like, I started it in the summer, and yeah. For anyone, you know, that likes butterflies, if you read up on monarchs and the milkweed kind of problem right now, it's actually pretty interesting. Basically, people, whether it's because it has weed in the name or they just don't like it, have basically destroyed almost, not all of it, but a majority of milkweed plants, which essentially it's just a plant with flowers on it. You know, I don't know why they call it weed, but to where that's the only plant that monarchs can, like, basically eat and lay eggs on, and specifically caterpillars to kind of grow up on. All right, sorry T54. Talking about caterpillars here, I'm getting distracted. You never know what you come across on frickin' my stream. All right, we're both kind of going for the same thing there. But yeah, here we don't really have any, from what I can see. Unfortunately, this frickin' mouse, they over buff the mouse's armor, to be honest, to where low penning premium rounds like this actually struggle to go through the weak spot anymore. Right below the little mud flap there, because the armor used to be 80 millimeters and they buffed it to a point to where you can't pen it anymore. But this is the problem with the IS-7 sometimes, is you lack penetration, which, you know, is completely fine and dandy for most tanks, but coming across a mouse here is a little bit of a struggle. Here's their Artie. Crap. I'm gonna waste the APCR shell on him, but me. Uh-oh. Don't. I'm screwed now. Good job, mouse. You got me. I didn't ram him, Tank Master, but you died well before me. I was trying to get on the right side of him, but he turned me and I couldn't get out of his way. But he's a very good mouse driver. He knows exactly how to play his tank. But yeah, that's the problem. Like, they just nerfed the mouse, but it's still, you know, it doesn't have any true weak spots, except for against premium rounds. They can still punch through it in some areas, but you're almost entirely forced to use pure premium against a mouse, against a driver that actually knows what he's doing, like there. But the IS-7, the APCR round, 303 millimeters a pen, which is honestly lower than some, you know, it's, you know, tier 10 TDs basically have that pen for standard. And it's just one of those things that a good mouse driver, there's not much you can do against it in IS-7. But unfortunately, I didn't have any other route to take. I was kind of stuck there against them. I was just hoping to get out the T10. Hello, Graham. Nice to see you. Sent you a message on Discord, but thank you very much for the gifts. Both Ryan and I enjoyed them. I really appreciate it. I would say I actually haven't touched my PS4 in a while. I have like three games I want to start as far as single player. I just haven't had any time to play them. This winter, I'll probably plow through them all and then sell them or sell it. Thought you were leaving, Benefla. You're still here. Not that that's a problem. See you, Casper. Have a nice one. Benefly, add it to the tank request list, but it would be nice if you use the tank request command. It's just exclamation point request space and you put your tank in there. Which I'm gonna start another raffle. Voice in a stream? What do you mean by that? The raffle or like a challenge? You can purchase as many challenges as you want, honestly. I thank you for that, Graham. But yeah, thank you very much again. That was a nice little, I knew it was coming, but nice little surprise I had in the mailbox coming home. Surprised the mail person fit it in my mailbox, to be honest. I've kind of like a tiny little dinky one. Team should be fine down there. Or you want to do that? He stopped. Oh, flip coin, okay. Fortunately, this tree, even though it doesn't look like it... Oh, he moved. I thought he just sat there and he disappeared. I'm gonna bank on nobody being on my right. Probably gonna be wrong, but this guy needs to get out of here. I'll be a little bit more comfortable heading down here to help my team. Yeah, they're gonna need some help because I can't flank in a T95. No way, no how. Alright, I'm just kind of looking to see tank matchups here. Rev S1's gonna get himself in a little bit too much trouble down there. Wait for me, guys. But the reason I didn't head down here first is looking at, like, they did have a Waffle Trigger PZ4 before he got a little bit too aggressive and died. Our tanks, we have tanks better suited for down here as far as brawling than they did. I didn't head down here because I thought that our team would just kind of be fine on their own, which they're actually doing a very good job, but that's why I didn't go down there to begin with. I'm gonna probably take some damage here, but honestly these tanks are not too much of a threat to a T-95. He's dead. Now I gotta start going backwards. I honestly don't care about the IS-2. My biggest problem is keeping Levi out of the plants. He doesn't eat the caterpillars. He likes to run over and like sniff them. Because they're big enough to where he can see. That sounds good, Graham. I would say I carved a few things. Mine are not very good though. I did it in high school though. But my dad actually, he didn't carve things, but his thing is rocks, where he would find like not like worn out rocks, but like rocks that got pummeled enough in the ocean that they're smooth, where he'd make stuff out of them, as far as like drawing and stuff on them. That was kind of his thing, or not was. He doesn't have time to do it anymore. He like did one a couple years ago, but that's pretty much it. It's a nice little thing to pass the time now. Hello, Rayan. Nice to see you. Yeah, it started a little bit ago, but I still got almost an hour left here. Congratulations, Randall, on winning. Where did this IS-2 go? Huh, he's actually right there. Pretty decent match though, 4,100 damage, 1,500 blocked. Enemy team honestly did not stand a chance. Okay, I'm just gonna leave the queue open. Alright, got a high caliber award. Very nice. Barely beat out that Yag Tiger. Unfortunately, I did a little bit of team damage to my VK, but I think he'll forgive me. Get these off first. Which I might try to. I'm kind of floating around the idea. Basically, Streamlabs came out with... They have a few new things that I could implement. One's basically... It replaces... you know, the tip goal down here. You've probably seen it with other people. With like a little jar. Where depending on if like someone sponsors or it's a tip or a subscriber... it would have like a little different image going down there, and it would fill up, of course, overflow, stuff like that, until I basically reset it. But there's another thing that it's called a stream boss. At least it's new for YouTube from Streamlabs, where I can set basically a certain amount of HP for myself, and for every time someone subs or tips or sponsors and stuff, it knocks the HP down. And when it reaches 0, essentially I could set something to happen, whether it's like a special stream or, you know, like running a bunch of raffles or something like that. I'm just toying around whether it's worth it to, you know, I'd have to just tweak my overlays a little bit to fit them in. We'll see though. Or maybe I'll just do them during certain streams. I don't want it to become too complicated. Since I already do, I do a little bit more than the average streamer at times, juggling the fussbot stuff. I thought our T-54 lightweight was gonna spot. Honestly, if I knew he wasn't gonna spot, not that I wanted to, I would have pushed out there. You know, he just stopped there, which doesn't let us see anything, and he got spotted, of course. So, yeah. Oh yeah, pretty much. Thanks for answering that, John. But yeah, sponsors came out for everyone with over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube Gaming. Basically, it's like Twitch subscriptions, to where it's $4.99 a month. With it, you get a custom badge. I've got to make it a little bit more legible. I'm just not used to working with small. It's 48 by 48 pixels. As far as the image size, I'll get it down here soon. You get a custom badge, access to custom emojis. Currently we're at 2. It's based off of the amount of sponsors you have. With Fussbot you earn, I've said it 4 times or 5 times the amount of Levi biscuits for watching. So instead of 1 per minute, you earn, you know, 4 or 5 per minute as a sponsor. Ah, I got direct hit by the frickin' 212. But yeah, the emojis John just posted are the preliminary ones. Tomorrow I'll be hopefully photoshopping a little bit. I plan on making one, like a biscuit one for Levi, and also making the text a little bit better. Okay. I knew that was coming. I'm in the spot to get artied. It's just, unfortunately, a lot of our team's losing HP here. Yeah, I'm glad it's finally, you know, finally released. They were teasing it for a while to where it was like a beta test. Only certain people could get it. To where now they finally have it set as like a, you know, 1,000 subscribers is basically the only requirement to get it. Hello, Matt S. I'm just a little bit annoyed at myself here. I'm gonna... Nope. Fortunately, I got a little lucky. I'm probably gonna die because I can't get back enough here. But, I'm a little bit annoyed that my team took the bottom route there. It's just... You can't push the bottom without the top. Should be common sense. And yet everyone except for myself pushed the bottom. And they're probably wondering why we lost that. And I'm dead. It's just frustrating, like, expecting me to take the top alone, and all of them just, you know, they're not even outside of the, I think the 430 was up here. They're not even top tier, so everyone pushing and funneling in there when there's tanks above you, it's a very stupid decision. And, yeah. But they're already, you know, they focused on me, which was the smart thing to do, because I wasn't able to do really anything against those guys. Being stunned the whole time, not having full HP. It's just, it's frustrating. I could have just sat in the back and camped and got a ton of damage, but that's the only spot I saw me being able to help my team without just sitting there camping and hoping for the best. I plan on doing some special things for you guys, trust me. This requires me to do some Photoshop work first. But the main thing holding up the sponsor thing for YouTube was they're waiting to release it for everyone until they put in the custom emoji and the badge option. It wasn't actually capable of doing on YouTube on a large scale until last week. Just YouTube, all the, you know, the little smiley faces and stuff are basically like a generic, the Google emojis essentially, to where they didn't have really a feature to add in custom ones for, you know, everyone basically doing it. It's actually really easy. I can swap them out in a matter of seconds. They made it that easy. But that's what held up the whole thing. Yeah, I actually do have a Patreon page, but I never really went with it because the problem with that, they don't take a huge cut, but I try to, at least for tax purposes, but I try to keep things as simple and straightforward as possible where, you know, right now I have Google and basically Streamlabs and PayPal, which Streamlabs and PayPal typically line up. You know, they kind of are linked, but, you know, once you start adding in another website, you know, basically it's a whole nother thing, and they take their cut. Basically, it's a lot of people taking a piece of the pie essentially. But I try to keep things as simple as can be, but and of course I hit him on the beak. But I think they went with the sponsor name, honestly, because they, you know, on YouTube here, a sponsor is really the only thing they could really go with, I think, because subscriber here, you know, is just someone subbing to your channel, whereas Twitch, you know, that's the paid option. They'd have to switch it. Yeah, it would confuse people. I'm not doing very well here. It's just, our war is so outnumbered up here. Like, I want to start backpedaling, but we have 3 tanks in front of me. Yeah, it's just our south ran into 1 tank. Grand total of 1. I keep hitting that guy right in between his upper and his lower plate, and it's honestly pissing me off. I should have had, I would say, at least 1 more pen there on him, but it's just every single shot up here counts. Like, everyone's trucking gold at each other, so I don't feel bad here. Fortunately, the enemy's taking this slow. They should have honestly killed us by now. Whoop, he's actually waiting for me. I didn't think he'd be waiting, to be honest. They should have killed us by now, but they're taking their sweet old time, and that's going to cost us, or not cost us, cost them the match. He's doing a decent job at angling. Of course I missed. Some of these shots tonight, like, they're just not going where I want them to go. That one did, though. And yeah. Still not out of the woods yet, though. Getting flanked, oh god. Oh lord, I can't turn all the way around yet. That IS-4 is more of a nuisance than I thought he would be. I think I just got a text message from Ryan. I've got to remember. Take a look at that. Trying to get out of the way. Oh crap. That was a dumb shot. At least we won though. Thank you for capping, dude. Alright. Tio, it's the request is on there. Thanks. It just like, you know, it doesn't update. What's the someone requested a PZ3C? Matt S, what tank would you like for that? Do you mean the PZ1C? Which I'll say that's gonna be all the requests, guys. I actually kind of forgot to close the queue, to be honest. But top 3 damage here. I could have gotten more. I lost credits even with a credit booster here. I was just missing shots left and right. Ryan is bringing home food, yes. Just fix a couple things up over here. I do have an M48 patent, Andrew, if you're asking. You meant the PZ1C? Okay. Alright, so next up is the T55A. Wrong way. Always forget that it's German. No. She's at she's bartending right now. So she gets something from there. Theo, please don't spam. Thanks Sean for I already warned you. But I'll take a look at them after this Graham, thanks for posting them. Let's say that was the first match I flipped myself over. Myrtle Ryan still she technically has the job, yes. You know, she's teaching every single day now. But they're just waiting for her certificate. The school actually has to expedite it. She's certified to teach in Delaware. That's where she went to college. But it has to switch to New Jersey before they technically can finish the hiring process. But basically she did get the job, but she's not getting paid for the job yet. She's getting paid like a long-term substitute. But I actually didn't know before, you know, meeting her that, you know, if you get certified in one state, I got that different states have different standards. New Jersey is one of the highest. Basically, switching between states, they have to basically recertify you in a way and transfer everything over. I guess it's to make sure, like, you know, someone isn't impersonating a teacher or like falsifying documents, that you literally have to send like every single like document of your teaching background and whatnot, where it's just a lot of work. You know, if you've gone to multiple colleges and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I screwed up there. I should have honestly I like fighting off of here, but I should have gotten there. These two guys stupidly sat there, which I need to get somewhere else. It's just I'm not going to be able to help up there. I honestly don't even know where our team is, to be honest. We don't have that many tanks left already. Need to start clawing our way back here. Oh god, I'm gonna get killed by Taylor Swift, I just know it. Or I'm gonna get killed by... Yeah. Nice job. Our frickin' Centurion Action X shot me. Ours, not theirs. 'Cause theirs is over here. Our Centurion shot me. Like, I get that he was aiming for the Batchat 12T, but are you kidding me, dude? Like, he took me down to one-shottable levels here. Like, you are... I don't even care if that's a mistake, because just kind of visualizing what his aiming circle looked like, that was a stupid-ass shot. There's a Yag Tiger behind me. I'm a goner here unless... Nope. Let's say I can't bounce that. It's just... That annoys me. Why someone would take that shot. Okay. At a moment, I thought their Centurion Action X had actually flanked me. No, it was this our guy sitting there. You know, thanks a lot. Alright, so I got a Primo Victoria up next here. Seems like tonight is like the... Every little, like, mistake or, like, different thing that could go against you has happened tonight. Oh, God. Yeah, nice carvings, though. They're actually pretty cool. I can tell what kind of books you like to read, Graham. I say, I actually... I need to... I have the whole series of The Expanse. Like, I watched the show, but I want to read the books. And also Game of Thrones, I need to read them. I've gotten, like, the first chapter into both of them. I just don't really have much time to read, unfortunately. Huh? What do you mean, Andrew? Oh, I didn't even notice that you said. I didn't even notice that you said the M48 patron. It's all good. I didn't even notice it. I miss a lot of little things like that, honestly, guys, because I guess I basically go into ticket reading mode like I'm at work. I just glance and I kind of base the words off of the length and what they resemble. At work, I rarely read a ticket unless there's an exclamation point in front of something and it's italicized, because that means it's like a special, like it changes the thing. Otherwise, I just go off of, you know, memory of the shape, which this guy's throwing pure APCR. What a surprise! The shape of the ticket item helps a lot, though, with reading the chat. Honestly, I shouldn't have stayed out here. RET-62A, I did not mean to do that. He took an extra shot because of me. Oops, their 140 actually pushed up. That is a little surprising. He's going to be a little bit preoccupied with that E75. Trying to track him there. Thank you, RNG. Thank you very much. Finally, something went where I wanted it to. Alright. We go down the roller coaster. I just, like, you know, sometimes premium rounds don't bother me, like, it's part of the game, but I just wish Wargaming, they were so close, like, about 2 years ago, to rebalancing them, like, who knows into what, but basically rebalancing them so they're not, something that just completely bypasses armor at the cost of, you know, being more expensive and just purely better than standard rounds. They were close to doing it, but then they switched personnel and the balancing team, and yeah, they basically switched, you know, ideals. Where they basically switched from premium rounds and, you know, power creep of, you know, basically better guns is coming out all the time, to where it's not their fault, it's armor's fault for not being good enough. But the main thing I hate from that is, as far as balancing the game, when World of Tanks first came out, essentially the vehicle's characteristics, whether it's a real vehicle or like basically a model or a blueprint tank that Wargaming, you know, went off of and maybe fudged a few things, but tried to stay somewhat close to what was planned. Hard stats, you know, mattered. Like, your armor didn't exactly change much unless it completely didn't fit in the game. You know, the gun size, mobility was more or less, you know, somewhat set historically. Mobility they could balance based off of like ground resistance and stuff like that, but now, you know, they took armor off of the board and also gun depression for, you know, basically a vehicles that's set in stone. And yeah, it just annoys me a little bit, because to me it dumbs the, not even from a historical aspect, but Object 140 challenge, I can do that. John? To where basically it dumbs the game down, in my opinion, because once you remove, like, basically those things that might set a tank apart, but, like, say it has, like, very little gun depression, and, you know, it's kind of stuck with that, so they have to balance without changing that. Where now they can just give the tank more gun depression. It makes a lot of tanks feel more samey in a way, which, you know, I don't really like. I like things that feel different, and, you know, you're not just playing the same tank over and over. Where I think that's kind of a mistake on their part. Not even just, you know, trying to keep things historical, but it just, once you start removing restrictions on yourself, you know, it kind of, things start to, like, equalize. And you lose, you know, this special thing in World of Tanks where you have all these different tanks and you can pop into them and they all feel different in their own ways. This guy's honestly, if he... I was about to say, if he kills me, I am very afraid. I need to use a little bit of APCR here, but just, we're getting a little bit down to the wire here. I'm not trusting everyone here. Yes, they did change some people. However, I don't think Morazer, the guy currently in charge, was one of those changes, but they did change balancing within the past several weeks here as far as department personnel. He's been doing a little bit better, but I still think they just need to tackle the premium round thing. Like, keep him in the game, but there just needs to be a very small, like, whether it's less damage or something, to make him just not purely better than, you know, standard. Mastery badge first class, though. Got a medal, I'll call it. But most amount of experience on my team. I was in a tier 10 battle and a tier 8. Not too shabby for a Primo Victoria. Let's add the first one of the night. I haven't exactly been on top of my game here. The shop here. Yeah, the new Game of Thrones books. That's been I think there's still 2 left to where he's dragging his feet. I wish it was out by now. That would get me to blow through those books. Which, hello Canadian, nice to see you. Yes, I am soloing. If I could punch Marazer in the shoulder, I would want to, but I probably wouldn't, because like he was a streamer. Basically, Wargaming hired him because he was a semi-popular streamer over in Eastern Europe, Russia, wherever he was streaming. That was his qualification. Honestly, that doesn't make him qualified. Yeah, but having seen him, which I need to do the 140, not the IS4, he would probably be able to beat me up. I would have some very strong words for him, though. So with the Object 140 here, I've got to do 2 times the HP, blocked, and assist damage. Since John purchased a challenge here. I might put a little bit of laxatives in his food if I had the pleasure of cooking for him. Making sure I didn't miss anything here. Well, thank you for that. I'm luckily, honestly, as a kid, like, I live in the same neighborhood. We used to fight all the time as kids, but once I hit, like, I would say end of high school, so basically right after puberty, but like, my knees are really bad. They pop out a lot. Like, I can still function normally, but my shoulders are kind of the same thing too. It's just something in our family to where, unless I get like surgery, like, basically my shoulders can pop out pretty easy, and my knees too. Makes me pretty flexible, but it's definitely not good if I ever have to fight something or run away while, like, turning or whatever. I can run pretty fast in a straight line. The more you know. Alright, team, follow me. If you follow me, we will get this flank. Come on. I don't know why you're stopping. We have not seen them yet. Push until you see something. That way you take ground. You know, that very coveted thing. Take ground. They don't have it. And you can move around the map a lot easier than they can. Come on, little guys. Let's get up here. They still haven't pushed up on this side. Just the closer we get to their arty, the harder it is for them to hit us. Too. Come on. Is anyone gonna help me? It doesn't look like it. Honestly, now I'm screwing up angling. Anybody? You know, you guys are just sitting right behind me. You can do it. Just move up a little bit more. You know, there's like 4 or 5 of you back here. This really hard thing to do is press the W key. If you guys can't tell, I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed with my team here. Grant, thank you, Conqueror. You are a real pal. Alright. Got him tracked. He already used his repair kit. Now let's... Nope, he's pushing up now. Should be game over for the Carnivarn. But yeah, our right flank got murdered because they put almost everyone there. That's why I just kept pushing up. Like, if you're not seeing anything, and you start seeing a lot of people on the other side, sitting there is not going to solve anything. We do really need the cap, though. Capping is definitely important. Come on, guys. Get another one on cap. We might have a chance. It's just there's 3 artillery. Conqueror, he's the MVP right now. He's going to honestly get on the cap. And even though he didn't make it that far. Crap. I was expecting him to poke out more because the girl 15 is pretty tall. And I shot the ground, unfortunately. I don't have a shot. This guy's gonna try to rush in at the last second. And I bounced. I think it's a little bit too late for him. Very nice job, go guys. Capping it. That's how you win a match. The right way. 3,500 damage. I like winning by capping. Well, thank you guys. If I'm ever in a pickle, I'll make sure to... I'll put a alert on Discord. Help! Most amount of damage in the match. Thank God we had some people get on the cap, because that opened an option for us with them staying there. But it would have been nice to get that initial push done early, because that would have made it a lot easier. But we still got to win. All good. 3,500 damage. But unfortunately, I needed to get to... I was about to say... Not that I didn't forget about that. I just forgot to look at... I needed to get... I did barely get over it. I forgot to look at how much assists I got there. I barely got over that challenge there, John. It was 1,900, 3,800. Yeah. So we're 1-1 today. You got the first one. I barely inched you out on this one though. But IS-4 here is next up. Luckily though, I got a little bit of assist and a little bit of block there. Hello Phil, nice to see you. I would have been a little bit upset if I just barely missed that. I knew the damage was coming, but yeah, it's always hard to get to the challenge levels without getting a little bit of blocked and assist mixed in there. It's what I tell Ryan sometimes. I'm purely joking here. I would never do it to her. I'm like, all I have to do is outrun you. Like, you're pretty easy just to push over. Yeah, being flexible has its advantages, but not exactly in a fight, though. I still remember, oh, the worst I've ever hurt my shoulder. It almost, luckily I popped it back in. Was I was watching my brother's dogs, and he has it's like 120 pound, it's a Catatoula leopard hound, essentially it's called, but it was fighting. He also has a miniature poodle. They were both fighting. The poodle picks the fight because it's the oldest dog and it thinks it's in control. It's also kind of blind, but this was like years ago, like maybe 8 years ago. But they were fighting and I had to break them up, and I not like hit the dog hard, the big one, but I hit him hard enough to get his attention so the poodle didn't die, and it popped my shoulder out, and I'm like, oh god. This is not good. But like, they'd fight to where they wouldn't kill each other because, you know, basically they're family, of course, but they get very close to it. Thank you very much, Phil. I missed that for a second. I was wondering what that jingle was. But thank you very much for the tip, and Lobobo as well. Thank you very much. I'm glad you find me relaxing. Way too many people I work with think I'm like, not to say that Antichrist, but I'm stressful. That's mainly the wait staff, though. Oh shit, I have heat. But thank you very much for the tips tonight, guys. Hey, Levi, get some new biscuits. He actually has... I restocked him up here in the past week. He's got about, I'd say maybe like 600 or 700 individual biscuits. We've been so busy whenever I go to we have to go to like a specialty dog food store. We only have one around here, of course, since I don't really live in a populous area, but I just kind of stock up. It's the people were like, holy crap, at times. I spend like $200-300 a trip at the frickin' pet store. Only for Levi. He's lucky that we love him. Granted, that gets us through like two or 3 months. Basically, his dog food and treats cost us about $100 a month because he needs the basically the highest end limited ingredient dog food and biscuits that we can get him. Oh, I didn't think that you were gonna pop back out. Thank you though. Alright. This is not a very close match. I'm getting a little antsy though, waiting for my team to catch up. He's throwing a PCR. Bad face, I don't even know why I shot him. Type 4, that definitely is a very wide tank though. Well, yeah. There's always some sort of I just shot another tank. I knew he was gonna die, but there's always some sort of like friction between front of the house and back of the house, but yeah. Most people I find like that have problems with me just comes down to I'm like half the age of most of our wait staff, so they're like, oh, there's this, you know, like a kid. Not that I'm a kid. A lot of them see me as one still because a lot of them worked there when I was growing up, and sometimes taking not orders, but taking a little bit of flack from someone half your age is a little bit difficult, but I understand it, so. Oh no, I'm like, will I get a shot? Probably not. Ugh. He's allergic to something. We're kind of figuring it out. I think he's good, although I'm pretty sure he's allergic to grass or some sort of plant that's, just everywhere. He's allergic to something outside still, but I think food-wise we have him set. Second most amount of damage, even though I was like kind of wandering around aimlessly there. But pretty decent match for an IS-4. I got a VK4502B up, which even though it's close to 10, I'm just going to finish all the tank requests here, and that'll be it for today's stream. Well, some dogs, some dogs are fine on, just say generic plain dog food. Like I know Ryan's parents' dog, they feed him, I forget what, but it's just cheap dog food. He's perfectly fine and healthy. He's a little bit overweight, but it has nothing to do with the food. But yeah, Levi at first, he didn't like one dog food we tried with fish. He kind of looked at us like, what the hell is this stuff? But currently he's on his food. The first like few ingredients are just salmon, like salmon meal, so essentially cooked down dried out salmon. Has more protein. It's like pea powder, not pea powder, but like basically ground up pea flour though, and just basically a couple different, like instead of wheat, there's like peas and different veggies in there to hold everything together. It's strange how I'm always in the front. That's what the W key. It's really hard for some people to find. Well, yeah. Fortunately, I've worked pretty much every single job in a restaurant that you can do, except for host. Even though I did that a few days because with how we run the front of the house in the off season. But yeah, I know the ups and downs of every job. I wouldn't be able to honestly serve anymore because, not to say I'm mean in person, but I don't like dealing with customers that are just being, basically rude for the sake of it. Because some, unfortunately some people do that. Or, demanding to the point where, like, what irks me, at least being in the kitchen, like, we'll make food and the person ordered it that way, they even admit that they ordered it that way, but they want to change something to where they might have like taken a bite out of it or touched it to where we have to get rid of it. It's a waste of food. That's what irks me, that a lot of people do that, and it seems like some people just want to like be noticed and like, have attention drawn to them, whatever. They're not trying to get like free food, because we only comp things if it's like something's wrong with it, but the amount of times people do that it's honestly staggering. But I just hate wasting food. That's my main gripe with dealing with customers. You know, Levi's dog food is just salmon and somebody pees all over it. He would probably like that. We have a little bit of a weird dog here. Alright, this guy has a higher chance of penning me here. Not too afraid with them flanking me. But Tiger 1 has the most pen out of all of them. This should be pretty easy going here. I just gotta keep a little bit of distance. Hope Artie doesn't cause too much damage to me. I don't need to fall back here. I am perfectly fine. Alright. I'm just gonna start moving for the sake of trying not to get hit as much by Artie. This guy is gonna try to go this way. It should be fine here though. Just biding my reload time now. Easy peasy. See ya, Benefla. Have a nice one. And hello, Dwayne. Nice to see ya. And Nallfall. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, honestly, like, yeah. Like, when I served, it was when I was still in high school. And, like, not that I serve anymore, but it was very rare that you ran into, like, rude people back then. Where now, even though I don't serve, just hearing and having to fix the problems that arise from it, ugh. It's, you know, at least in the US, it's something's wrong as far as manners. Like we had one, I think I might have told you guys, like we had one person, they ordered like vegan burgers, and the short story of it is I don't think they actually ate a vegan burger before, but they basically told the waitress, like, this is the worst thing I put in my mouth. They demanded we removed it from our menu right then and there and never feed it to anyone again. And they were taking it across to the beach to feed to the seagulls, and she wasn't giving it back to us. I'm just like, okay. I honestly, I'm not vegan, vegetarian. I eat the vegan burgers like as a meal for lunch sometimes because I think they're pretty damn good. They're mostly black beans, rice, roasted beets, and then like onions, garlic, carrots. But you get kind of the meatiness of the beans, but it makes it a little sweet adding in like beets and stuff to where it actually tastes pretty damn good. Yeah, it's definitely not as good as a regular burger, but when I'm trying to act healthy, I'll eat one. My problem is we're down tanks, but Artie is an issue here. 43 spotted me. This is not good now. Came back to base. Yeah, I'm a little bit screwed here because, yeah, he's able to hit me, they're able to hit me. I shouldn't have pushed out here. I guess I can't block the heavy out. Yeah, I can't block it from all sides. I should have stayed back further, but this Artie, if there was no Artie, I could have hung back and blocked it all. But I was concerned. Oh well. I did my part here, but we had a lot of people just die without doing anything, it seems like. Thank you, Danny. Have a nice night. Thanks for watching. I wish. Honestly, like, there is the thing, like, in a restaurant business, like, the customer's always right. But I, you know, while I follow that, sometimes I would do it, honestly, if I didn't think that it would have repercussions for me. Because my family, they don't always say act mean, but there were times where I would go out, or I at least want to, and tell someone, please kindly leave. It's not worth putting up with some people that are ruining the time for others. But I'm just gonna. I was hoping this would end quickly, but yeah, it's okay. It's gonna end quickly now. See you, Graham. Have a nice night. Thank you very much again. But honestly, the whole thing, not to get too outside of just tanks here, but the whole thing about waitresses and waiters getting paid, say like a standard wage, I think it's a good idea, but most people, like outside of say like big cities like New York and say like over like LA and stuff in California, where people have more money there generally, I don't think most people, say like in our area, would want to pay the price of food if you have to factor that into the cost, to where, like, say we have, say like, I don't know, something costs $10 for us. If you pay, you know, say your wait staff, you know, if they don't take tips, they're not allowed to, and you know, runners, bussers, basically that would probably turn, like, this isn't exact, but just, which I did the most amount of damage this match on my team at the very least, but I did the best I could there. I would say that $10 menu item would turn into, I would say the very least $16 for most places, you know, where you're not exactly doing the highest volume, like you're not in a city, or, you know, it's just one of those things to where it wouldn't work on a large scale, just because it wouldn't work in every single area. Hello, Stefan. Nice to see you. Well, yeah, there's that too, to where, especially like seasonal towns like ours, like most people that do, say waitress, bartend, stuff like that, a lot of them treat it a little bit in the wrong way, and, you know, as a, say, a career or full-time job, and it's not livable because it's really only like a 4-month season where you make a lot. I don't think they would want to get paid an average wage, because for that small window they're making, you know, like 3, 4, or 5 times the amount an hour than they would otherwise. And then the rest of the year they, you know, work a different job, or unfortunately collect unemployment. But yeah, they're like, oh, we're done. Fortunately, we don't have too many of those people work for us. But yeah, that's enough talking about that stuff. PZ1C here. You guys can feel free to discuss all this. Say I only have one day off from work, to where I'm getting a little bit too close to thinking about restaurant stuff. That's like my one little, oh, I just almost flipped myself over. My one little rule I hold myself to when I have days off. Sad face, my shell. I don't even know why I kept shooting at him. It won't reach that far. I wouldn't call this the ultimate Seal Clubber tank, especially because I just died, you know. That PZ1C just strolled up and killed me. I'll pop back into this later. Granted, I'm past the end point for the stream here, but I'll pop back into that because honestly, I was trying to get myself off the restaurant topic because I zoned out there. Obviously, you guys can see it sometimes probably when I get really distracted. But let me start another raffle here. Since basically I'm gonna be doing the PZ1C again, FE304, and that's gonna be it. But I gotta keep myself off the topic because at the beginning of that match, I started thinking about my bread order, ordering bagels, when I go back in Wednesday, prepping everything to make stuffed French toast, and also what other soup on Thursday. I started going through the little list in my head, where I'm not dealing with any of that until tomorrow night. Request to pet Levi. I'll try to pet him at the end of the stream. I don't want to wake him up just yet. Even though the cap's not over here. Actually, screw it. We have a lot of people going that way. I'm gonna head over on this side. Yeah, the mind of a sous chef here. My problem is, or it's not a huge problem, but I have to keep a very, you know, good grasp on, like, prep and everything, because I basically organize even, like, a lot of the prep shared, of course, between breakfast, lunch, dinner. I would say as far as, like, the amount of prep, it's probably, like, 60%, 70% I have to keep track of. My brother keeps track of the rest, where he does like a lot of the, you know, like entree specific stuff. I keep, as far as dinner, not that I don't cook dinner, like I do soup, sauces, like pantry app sides for dinner, even though I work breakfast, lunch. I have to keep a mental note of everything, of like when it's made, when we need to make more stuff, just because if I'm not there, I need to like leave lists for everyone for stuff to do. Oh, not that this isn't restaurant specific, but I think part of the problem, like I experience with hiring people, and like my family in general hiring people, and just seeing like kids nowadays, part of the problem is we have people working jobs that, you know, in the past, you know, it's kind of like a summer job, or, you know, someone in high school, or say just going to college job, where those people nowadays aren't, which maybe I should have went to the other flank, they're not really working as much, from what I can see. They feel like they don't need to, or, you know, their parents are supporting them a little bit more so than in the past, to where, you know, to fill the need for those jobs, you have people, you know, that are a little bit older who, you know, are filling that gap. I'm not saying that, you know, they should get paid more just for that reason, but it's definitely, it's a lose, win-win, whatever. There's no good outcome, whatever side of the argument you're on. There's that scorpion. And someone, okay, we're not going to shoot the scorpion. I'm going to try to make him feel a little comfortable. He's still backing up. I was trying to make him feel uncomfortable and not pointing at him. Oh, this T-20 is going to push on me. Yeah, I had an HE shell load it to where I actually did not. Maybe I did track him. I was like, it didn't look like I tracked him there for a second. We're down by 1. Oh god, I'm on fire again, and my fire extinguisher is already out. I'm dead. Bravo, Artie, you got me. Finally, and it's a 212A again. It's been like all night, 212As have been freaking focusing on me. It's like the 3rd match now. And it's the same exact Artie. I don't know if it's the same person, but honestly, if he didn't kill me, T20 would be dead. I'd be working on a super person. I'd go plop myself on cap. But, oh well. Congratulations, Mick Clyde, on winning the raffle. Alrighty then, so back to the PZ1C. I think that match is over. Roll down here. And then I'm going to do the FV304, and that's going to be it for the stream here. But alright, got Ruinberg here. Tier 3 only, at least. I feel like everyone's getting their pen-up thoughts out. So usually we don't really discuss controversial stuff here, but well, I guess we do on a daily basis because it is World of Tanks, you know. I think we kept it pretty civil though. I'll say my last thought is I'm very glad that my parents, I'll say that compared to some people, maybe I was spoiled in some ways, but I'm glad they basically, I started working when I was 12. Granted, it was at our, you know, family business, and I had to pay for, you know, basically not say all my stuff, like they bought me clothes, food, whatnot, but like I had to pay for my car, insurance, all that, to where it's not like they went out and like just handed me things. Like if I wanted something outside of, say, like stuff I needed for school and whatnot and to function, I needed to buy it myself. Surfboard, what have you. I'm glad they did that because, you know, it teaches you to be smart with your money. Plus, they also taught me, you know, put as much money into the bank as possible. I feel bad taking money out of my bank. The only time I do it is when I pay bills now. Ah, I screwed up there. I moved a little bit. I was worried about that, and yeah, I took a risk, and that definitely didn't pay off. This guy's probably gonna hit me and kill me. I was banking on the M2 either missing me or not having the derp gun, but almost every single M2 has a derp gun on it, or should at least. Fix that as I run away. I'm trying my best not to use APCR in this thing, because our team is ahead. I think it's safe enough to move up here. We'll find out here in a second. No, not them too. I screwed up my shot again there. Run away. I was prepared for you now. I'm sure it's a little bit more fun on console, Vinny. It's still a good tank on PC. I was just a little bit too tall there and already punished me. They're starting to make a little bit of a comeback, but I think this LTTP, don't do it, don't do it. I think he's gonna pull right around this corner. Crap. I can't pet him. Help. APCR. Yeah. This is still not working. Oh. How did I get bouncing? I was getting so lucky there. But see you, Nallfall. Have a nice night. But at least we're gonna get a win here. Awesome, thank you, Bison. My last match though is going to be the FV304. And that's definitely going to be it for the stream because I need to go to bed. I've been up since 3 a.m. and I'll be back streaming tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most amount of damage on my team. Very nice match though for Lady Luck 6 over there. But that one clip of APCR put me in the red. Yeah, I won't be streaming Wednesday in the morning like I typically do. I'll be streaming tomorrow instead. Just had to switch a day up at work this week. Of course I drank more coffee, but I just know Ryan will be home in 20 minutes or so. But I think everyone got out their opinions on the whole food stuff. But it was an interesting conversation in chat. But I just think everyone can agree that there's never any perfect solution for anything. I feel kind of bad for the people that try to solve these things, you know, on a large, like, say, countrywide scale. They definitely have a pretty stressful job. A lot more stressful than flipping pancakes and shooting tanks and flipping over tanks. I messed that up. Flipping pancakes and tanks, I should say. I'm completely gonna miss this. It's what I did, technically. Granted, I went to technically a 4-year college, but culinary is a trade through and through. Most of the people I went to school with just got the certificate degrees, not an actual college degree like that. That does help a little bit, Victor. I wouldn't mind doing 3 a.m. if I didn't have to go outside at 3:30 after I wake up a little bit with Levi. Thank you very much, Andrew. Yeah, I know the switching today might not always work. It might not work with all you guys, but I figure it's better than not streaming it at all. And since it's gonna be crappy here, I might as well stream instead of just sit here eating cereal with Levi staring at me like, "Where's my food?" Even though I just fed him like 5 minutes ago. He knows he's not allowed people food, but he'll still sit there like, "Mine?" Uh-oh. I thought he saw me. I can't hit anything in this tank, to be honest. Like, you guys requested a lot, more so than other arties, but honestly, I can't hit anything in this thing. I feel like this was one of the most fun arties to play, but after they rebalanced it, to me, it's actually... some of you might disagree. It's actually, not to say you're doing yourself a disservice for playing it, but there's better tier 6 arties to play. It's just the damage potential in this. You can get some good matches, but it's a lot harder to actually do damage in this thing. And since you don't have a high caliber shell here, you don't stun people, to where it's actually, I would say, underpowered in today's artillery balance. But I believe, don't quote me, it's the only arty without stun at tier 6, I think. Maybe there's one French one, but I think the French Top Gun one has stun on it, but I could be wrong. Which our whole team is humping the hill here. We need to finish up and get moving on here. Well, what I'm just trying to say is, you can have good matches in this, but other tier 6 already, to me, it's much easier to do, say, damage, assist, stun, stuff like that, and then this tank. Just because against people that are actually paying attention and that aren't just sitting there not moving at all, it's pretty easy to make FE304 miss you. And since there's no stun and very low splash radius, a lot of the times if you're just moving around, if it's aiming at you, it's not really accomplishing much, whereas other arties can at least stun you for a few seconds, shorten or lengthen your reload, ruin your accuracy, stuff like that. So, but that's just my opinion. Say, I shouldn't have to I shouldn't have to help them here. This T-29, his hole is visible to every single person on that hill right now. It looks like he's hole down, but they can shoot him in the hole there. Now it's a little bit more difficult for them to hit him in the hole, but where he was when I first looked over, he should have been taking damage. And with him not taking damage, it's a little shocking. Whoopsie-daisy. Fortunately, I'm probably going to get flanked here soon enough. Little fluffy poof here is a little thorn in our side. He held his ground there. Honestly, I'm not trying too hard in this, to be honest. Most arties, I take it as kind of like a, not to say a match off, I still try, but it's a nice break from having to constantly like angle your tank and stuff like that. But we just can't kill things here. I probably should have stuck aiming at like the KB3, but He was just low enough to where I could get him down. There we go. Oh, Lord. Ooh, I'm gonna miss. I knew I wasn't gonna hit the OI, but... But thank you very much for watching, guys, though. It was an interesting stream. I was a little bit concerned with my first match, how that went, but... I'm gonna have... I was like, I'm gonna have to move. I didn't get that out, though, because... I knew I was gonna get seen eventually. Oh. Go figure, though. That's what happens, though, when... I think it was at least 8 of our tanks, standard tanks, if not 9 or 10, all went to about 2 or 3 little squares on the map, or sectors, or whatever you want to call them, to where they didn't even push up. They basically just sat in this area the entire game. They didn't shoot out in the center because they were too far down. They didn't push in the top very much. Not all of them, but the bulk of them sat down here, to where you give up all the map, you're gonna lose. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll be back at 9 AM tomorrow. I know a lot of you guys will be either working or, you know, it's a different day than usual. But thanks for watching tonight. Thank you very much for the tips as well, and also the sponsorship too. Hey, little bud, it's time for you to go play. But thanks again, and yeah, outside of it was very top heavy on our team, even on the enemy team too, but their A43 really did us in, which Ryan's home. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Have a good one. Hi.
Hi. Hi, little dog.
Hi.